Make your point on the News Hour. Join Arnab every night on the News Hour with your question. Ask your question and join the debate.
The question tonight is about Arvind Kejriwal's honesty. The question is about his clarity. The question is about his intent. The question is about how he's disseminating fact. The question is whether this particular note for the Council of Ministers that was prepared for Arvind Kejriwal, which clearly said, Arvind Kejriwal, don't do this. Don't do this, Arvind Kejriwal, without taking it through the central government. And if you do it without taking it through the central government, then you're going to get into major complications later. And even if you think of doing it, do not do so retrospectively, because the law does not allow that. You can only do so prospectively. And despite all of this, Arvind Kejriwal went ahead and disregarded the advice of his own government, his own lawyers, his own law minister, his own bureaucrats, and now has been saying through the entire week that the world is against me. I mean, how fair is that? Breaking the story tonight, Abhishek Kapoor. Thank you very much, Abhishek. Big news break. Navika Kumar, Times Now's executive editor. Also with us tonight, Sambit, Patra and Venkatesh against the Aam Aadmi Party. Backing the Aam Aadmi Party, Tanveer Ahmed, Mir, lawyer from Delhi. Arun Bhatia, former IAS officer, strongly with the Aam Aadmi Party. Aryama Sundaram, senior advocate of the Supreme Court. I won't preempt his position. And Sanjay Hegde of the Supreme Court as well. Now, what does this prove? Should we begin the debate? Let's begin the debate. What does this prove? This proves, Tanveer Ahmed Mir, that Arvind Kejriwal was less than honest. It proves, Tanveer Ahmed Mir, that he was told, don't do this. Don't circumvent the law. Don't give your people positions just like that. And even if you want to do it, first take the approval of the central government. He broke the rules. Should Arvind Kejriwal through this entire week not have told the people of India, I broke the rules and I have nothing to complain about? Instead, he's going around saying that the world is against me, the Modi government is after me, they are not letting me work. I mean, isn't that absolute rubbish? Tanveer, open the debate to the others. They are free to come in when they want. Tanveer.
Well, Arnab, the appointment...
And I also, one second. I also want to introduce Shahid Siddiqui. I'm sorry, Shahid Siddiqui, I didn't know your satellite link was up. Former member of parliament and chief editor, Duniya. Sorry about that, Shahid Siddiqui. Tanveer Ahmed, open the debate, please. Yeah.
2 points here. Number one, appointment of parliamentary secretaries is only a matter of nomenclature. Arvind Kejriwal government is not bound by an internal note.
He's not bound by the law.
Not bound by
He's
any
not bound by the law.
He's not bound by any internal note, because that would not constitute enforcement of law qua him. Parliamentary secretary's appointment is a matter of nomenclature. It's for better governance and interface. No. And the ultimate question is, once the complaint is before a constitutional body like Election Commission of India, the only aspect of disqualification purely on legal terms will come only on the interpretation of office of profit. On office of profit, Kejriwal has been very subtle in comparison with parliamentary secretaries appointed by other states, because here there is no pecuniary gain. 2014 Supreme Court. If I can just finish my argument.
If it's just a question If it's just a question of nomenclature, then why couldn't they work as MLAs itself? Why name them parliamentary secretaries at all and get into all this legal wrangle? Why
retrospective?
Why get into any nomenclature at all?
Number one, in the word nomenclature, the 2006 judgment has a mention of the word nomenclature. And sir, since you are a legal expert, you are a practicing lawyer, so let me in fact bring the law in front of you, what the Supreme Court had to say in the Jaya's case. The question whether a person holds an office of profit is required to be interpreted in a realistic manner. Nature of payment must be considered as a matter of substance rather than of form. Nomenclature is not important. Nomenclature of payment is not important. They say that even if they do not get any reimbursement, the court says that even if a chauffeur-driven car at state expense is given, even if an office is given in the Legislative Assembly, that is payment. That is money expended at the cost of people. So yes,
Patra,
nomenclature of payment is not important, but that they receive state expense is what is important.
In the same judgment,
I think we're getting Arun Bhatia and Shahid Siddiqui on the debate. I just want to explain to you, breaking down the documents in chronological order. Arvind Kejriwal appoints 21 MLAs in March 2015, despite there being no legal provision to do so. He appoints 21 MLAs.
There is no legal provision barring him from appointment.
There is no legal provision to make him do that.
There is.
There is none.
Go to the Constitution section
No, if there was none.
What does it say?
No,
Constitution's 102 says a person shall be disqualified for being chosen as being a member of either House of Parliament if he holds any office of profit under the government of India or the government of any state.
Okay, Shahid Siddiqui.
Any
Chalk
state.
and cheese. Your argument is chalk and cheese. Office of profit is absolutely different from appointment of a parliamentary secretary.
I had Shahid Siddiqui. Okay, gentlemen, one sec. Shahid Siddiqui into the debate. Shahid Siddiqui into the debate. Shahid Siddiqui, please. Shahid Siddiqui.
Aam Aadmi Party is trapped into a trap of their own making, and they have no option but to resign, and it will be good for Arvind Kejriwal if these MLAs resign here and now, because Arvind Kejriwal has always said that the legislators should go back to the people and they can be recalled. So let them go back to the people, let them be elected again, let the people of Delhi decide, because this was his argument always.
Why
that I
is
go back to
becoming
the
an
people.
ego issue
People
for
have
Arvind
to decide.
Kejriwal is the
And in a
question
democracy,
tonight.
people have to
And
decide.
I want
If they have made a mistake,
I want Arun Bhatia and MR Venkatesh to debate at this point, and I want to get
a mistake on my part, and my MLAs will go back to the people. Let the people of Delhi decide. It will be good for him. But if he doesn't do that, then he is not going to harm himself here. But in Punjab, because if these elections are held at the time of Punjab elections, then he will not be able to present his party as an alternative party in Punjab, and that will be a big setback politically for Mr. Arvind Kejriwal or Aam Aadmi Party, because they are looking towards Punjab to have one state in their hands and to show to the country that they can be the alternative. But if that doesn't happen, then they are losing in a big way.
Mr. Siddiqui, I don't think we care a damn about the politics. Yeah, who cares about the politics? Who's got to gain politically and non-politically? The question is about what is right and what is not right. What is breaking the rules? What is not breaking the rules? And what is about stating a half fact? Now, let me before I go to Aryama and Sundaram, take the debate forward with MR Venkatesh as well as Arun Bhatia. Sir, I see your hand go up and I'm coming to you. I just want to ask Abhishek. Now, the true fact is that you have broken this story, Abhishek. You have a document in your possession from April 2015. Is it signed off? My first question to you, Abhishek, is it signed off by Arvind Kejriwal's own Minister for Law, Jitendra Singh Tomar, and his private secretary, K. Kiran Nath? Is it signed off by them or not?
It is Arnab. K. Kiran Nath was actually Principal Secretary, Law, Justice and Legislative Affairs.
Right.
That's a judicial officer given to the state government.
Right.
And it's R. Kiran Nath. Yes. It's a document, essentially a cabinet note that carries the weight of the opinion of the judicial officer given to the state government.
Can you just pick up the paper, hold it out there
and
for
the
our cameras
document
to
clearly
see?
Says,
what does
the document clearly says that the following proposal are placed before the Council of Ministers for its consideration. But the draft as approved has to be first referred to the central government, the Ministry of Home Affairs, of course with the approval of the LG, that is the Lieutenant Governor of Delhi.
Sure.
And then after the receipt of approval of the center, then only it comes to the Legislative Assembly of Delhi for its consideration. But on the ground,
what did he do?
Exactly. So on the ground, what has happened is this is a proposal that the Kejriwal government first accepts on the 11th of June.
Yeah, let's get
then within 10 days, there is a change of heart. In the intervening period, there has been a petition questioning the appointment of these parliamentary secretaries. On 22nd of June, a consultation note is prepared by the changed law minister Kapil Mishra, and in this, the political thinking of the Kejriwal government is reflected, in which they say that we really need not refer this issue or this amendment law to the center and clear it in the cabinet. And it actually does not go to the cabinet. It's a consultation note that is individually given to all the ministers, including the chief minister.
All these warnings would be available, right, to Arvind Kejriwal. So how is he going around saying I've been discriminated? His own government was telling him to go through this due process, right?
Well, obviously.
So how is he saying is this? How did he have that press conference saying I'm discriminated, the world is against me, etc.?
Not only that,
I don't understand this. Arun Bhatia, is there something called procedure or not? You're warned about the procedure, you break the procedure, can you complain? I mean, you've been an IAS officer. What's the complaining about? Arun Bhatia, you're caught on the wrong foot after that. What are you going to cry about? You broke the law, can you complain? You circumvented the procedure, can you complain? Arun Bhatia and MR Venkatesh, coming to you, Aryama and Sundaram,
Yes, sir. Thank you. I will just take 15 seconds, sir, to bring to your notice and for everybody's benefit an article published in the Hindu in 2006, April 14th. They appointed, to meet this need, a joint committee on office of profit has been constituted, consisting of 10 members from the Lok Sabha and 5 members from the Rajya Sabha. Then it goes on. The committee generally applies 2 tests in deciding whether a member of a body ought to be exempted from disqualification. Number 1, emoluments and allowances attached to the members. Number 2, the nature.
The Hindu paper is not to decide, no? The Supreme Court already has a judgment on it.
Let me finish, sir. I'm coming. Let me finish quoting. Let me finish quoting. Let me finish quoting. It will take 5 seconds more. If a see where it goes, see where this is going. If a member of a body gets only compensatory allowance and the body exercises merely an advisory function, then no disqualification would arise. That is, even if they are getting an allowance, even then they would not be disqualified.
That's not the issue. No. Sir, that's not the issue. Let me explain to you, Mr. Bhatia. That's not the issue. Let me explain to you. Let me explain.
No,
let me explain to you.
It is the issue. It is.
Sir, let me explain to you where Arvind Kejriwal... One second. Sir, Arun Bhatia, just think about it coolly. Think about it, Arun Bhatia, and I want to explain to you what happened.
Let me finish.
See, if you are going to share some facts, you must share the complete facts. Sir, 1 second. If you are
not being...
No, Arun...
You have given the BJP guys so much time. You give me, let me finish.
Please pop for 30 seconds.
Let me finish. Yeah, 30 seconds, all right. I'm giving you this background to show you why Arvind Kejriwal acted in anticipation of sanction, in anticipation of approval. Every day in government functioning in this country, you must have heard the words ratification, regularization. So in good faith, because this was the situation, there was no major infringement of law.
Let MR come. One second. MR Venkatesh will argue this case right now. The argument made in good faith, Sundaram is smiling out here. I just want to explain what's going on. The fact is, you see, with Arvind Kejriwal, you have to go into detail on every issue. Arvind Kejriwal sort of likes to skim the surface, take a rhetorical position, make a political argument and get away with it. The point in this case is that his own ministry proposed that the bill should be sent to the center. In the April 2015 document which Abhishek has in his possession, it is proposed that this bill of the Delhi government to give these positions may be referred to the central government Ministry of Home Affairs with the approval of the Lieutenant Governor of Delhi, after which it would be introduced in the Legislative Assembly for its consideration. Now, the document in our position dated 11 June 2015, and that's where Arvind Kejriwal, you got it completely wrong. The Council of Ministers approved Tomar's proposal to send the bill to the Ministry of Home Affairs, central government and approval of the AG and make it with prospective effect. You changed the law. You were told not to make it with prospective effect. But fact of the matter is, Mr. Arun Bhatia, that at that point of time, Arvind Kejriwal wanted somehow to make some MLAs of his party happy because he was facing a revolt from Yogendra Yadav, Prashant Bhushan and the like, and he wanted to win more people on his side. Hence, he broke the rules. He was told, don't do it with prospective effect. The law minister of the Arvind Kejriwal government was telling him, don't do this, Arvind. You're going to end up in one big gigantic flap. Now you ended up in a flap after being warned by your own law minister. Then how can you have a press conference saying the Modi government is against me? You understand on fact. Please tell me there's an updated law ministry document proposing an amendment to the cabinet decision of 11 June and it says it was felt necessary that the proposed bill may be enforced retrospectively to avoid any legal implications in respect of the appointment of honorable MLAs as parliamentary secretaries to the honorable ministers before the commencement of the aforesaid bill. In other words, when you have your own government telling you there are legal implications of doing what you want to do, don't get into this kind of flap or messy situation. You decide not to listen to your own government's advice. Arun Bhatia, you know how serious this is? You know what this proves? Arnab, this proves you know what this proves, Tanveer? You know how serious this is?
Is not law.
Sir,
and
oh my God, I don't know. I'm sorry. MR is countering you.
It's from a judicial officer.
Let Abhishek argue. Abhishek, you can make your point to him. You can make your point to him.
Yeah, basically,
you say
he's saying something. Is coming from a senior judicial officer who's on the verge of becoming a High Court judge.
Yeah.
It's all right. The judge is there to give a piece of advice. The word there is may. Please ask the learned senior advocate.
So you mean to say that Arvind Kejriwal is sacrosanct, less everyone else is only minor players?
Why have that?
So Arvind Kejriwal is the constitution. That's what you are proposing.
Why have that?
The judge is not.
I would like Aryaman, Sundaram and MR Venkatesh to come in and please this place. MR Venkatesh, Aryaman will have the final word. He's smiling out there. MR, okay, should we get Aryaman and please? Aryaman Sundaram. Aryaman Sundaram.
Much senior to me.
Arnab, I think after all that I've been hearing, we're really missing the woods for the trees. The point of the matter is, this is a question of culpability, according to me, of the Chief Minister himself in taking a decision which was clearly errant. The fact is, we're trying to sidestep the whole thing as to whether those 21 MLAs should be disqualified or not disqualified, as to whether it's an office of profit or not an office of profit. What we're really missing is the entire way this matter developed. It developed by taking U-turns repeatedly, going around in circles to somehow accommodate 21 MLAs. And this was done at a time when there was a serious friction happening within the party. There was a serious fission, and at that time 21 people are accommodated. And I use the word accommodated because they could have done their very same functions which they are meant to have done otherwise. They are accommodated, 21 parliamentary secretaries appointed, and at that time it was felt, all right, a decision like this does require some kind of note being put up, some kind of cabinet decision, central government approval.
Sanjay,
these have to be gone into. Then I ask myself a very simple question. Why was it that subsequently it was felt that the act had to be amended to validate it? That means
Agreed.
It was a tacit admission that it was not valid when done. And secondly,
exactly. That's the point. Yeah.
That on the day,
let him complete.
Now that is the issue. Why was it done?
Yeah, why was it done? Yeah, why was it done? Point is there. Abhishek wants to add into that. Now you realize here, the problem is Arvind Kejriwal has no leg room now. Arvind Kejriwal, the Delhi government's first U-turn on 19 June 2015, Council of Ministers overturns the initial prospective proposal to retrospective. Show the papers tonight, Abhishek, because it proves that when its own Council of Ministers had previously approved of implementing the bill with prospective effect, it now says with retrospective effect. I mean, you can't turn around things like that.
They were on a sticky wicket because they originally put forward a bill which was supposed to be prospective. They realized this would not cover the 21 parliamentary secretaries they had already appointed, which is why they made it retrospective, which means it's an admission that on the day they were appointed on 14th of March
Arnab,
2015,
it's very clear that
there was no law exempting them from office of profit.
And Navika, I tell you, this is the reason why Arvind Kejriwal has told his spokespersons not to come on the Newshour tonight. I'm telling you, viewers, Arvind Kejriwal is scared that when his spokespersons will be asked questions on why the Delhi government decided not to send the bill to the centre in the second U-turn, why there was the first U-turn, they will not have any answers. We also have a document dated 22nd June 2015, Arvind Kejriwal, for your kind information in our possession, bearing the signature of Kapil Mishra, and Arvind Kejriwal says that the proposed legislation is not required to be referred to the central government prior to this introduction in the legislation. Show the document tonight.
Arnab, yes.
Abhishek, show the document. Let the people of India know what on earth is going on in this case. Abhishek.
Purely on procedure, this consultation note that has been created or generated by Law Minister Kapil Mishra on 22nd of June is not accompanied by any advice from the legal department, which means it's out and out a political document taken to the cabinet, and the whole cabinet signs it next day. And on 24th,
signed by all the people.
All the ministers have signed it, and
even Arvind Kejriwal has signed it, right? Show his,
yes, absolutely. The chief minister, the deputy chief minister, essentially the whole cabinet, 7 ministers.
That's Kejriwal's signature on the document.
Yes, and the next day on 24th of June, without caring for sending it to the centre, the bill is cleared in the assembly.
Now, why this steering hurry? I'll tell you the reason of the steering hurry.
This is yeah, you can make your point.
Just a second, just a second. So
this is unraveling like never before.
Small point, and you can counter me. Because the question over here Bhatia, the question over here is why this tearing hurry? It's absolutely evident. The tearing hurry is because of the very fact that Mr. Kejriwal knew that the party's vertical split is probably only a few days away. So within this 10 days, he has to keep aside the law.
Arun Bhatia is countering Sambit Patra. Arun Bhatia, Sambit Patra, Arun Bhatia, Sambit Patra, Sanjay Hegde.
He thought about the party first and the law next.
Sir,
remember,
the Election Commission of India is going to go pass an order of disqualification.
He was ambitious about his own power first. He thought that he should maintain his chief ministership first. He should save his party first.
Sorry, that's
and later, when he brings about the amendment, that's the time he thinks about the law.
Arun Bhatia,
party before the law.
Arun Bhatia is countering 1 second, and Sanjay Hegde hasn't come in yet. I think he should. Yes, Arun Bhatia, what are you saying to Sir? You realize, sir, Arun Bhatia, let's sum up the narrative.
I just want to make a short...
Sir, I have documents. It's all backed by documents in our possession.
I just want to make a short submission that the politics of the situation is a separate argument. It's irrelevant to deciding whether an act is legal or illegal. It can just as well be argued that these MLAs who wanted to defect, they wouldn't have been satisfied with the sinecure post of parliamentary secretary. I can argue that way. But
MR will count. MR will count.
Mr. Bhatia, the political argument doesn't exist.
Sonia Gandhi's case.
It is to be seen in the context of what the U-turn was attempted or being done by the Delhi government.
Please, Sanjay Hegde is countering you. Sanjay Hegde into the debate. Let's get him into the debate, please. Sanjay Hegde, listen. Sanjay Hegde, let me look at this. Let's get Sanjay Hegde in. He's not spoken yet. Let me sum up this narrative the way I'm looking at it, Sanjay.
Let's back up a bit. Let's assume that Arvind Kejriwal first sought LG's permission and then went to the Home Ministry before introducing it. At that stage itself, he would have been told, no, you can't do it. That time the politics would have come in straight out. Now what has happened is that after a year of all that, now the Home Ministry has got its chance to say no to it through its advice to the President. Essentially, what Kejriwal and the Delhi government seems to have done is that they have decided to take on a decision and say that we will regularize it later. We will regularize it later by getting...
How can you do this?
Why not? So why not?
I am not sure that it is actually calculated. I am not sure whether it is actually calculated.
This is the most
Which aspect of law?
The government will go and collect the tax.
Gentlemen, I can't listen to everyone together. One second. Let him complete his point. And Sambit will respond. Sambit will respond after him.
Kejriwal is intelligent enough to calculate and to know.
Okay, Shahid Siddiqui will respond. No, Shahid Siddiqui will respond. Shahid Siddiqui will respond to Sanjay Hegde. Now, Sanjay Hegde. Sanjay Hegde, a position of law. On a position of law, I just want to tell you. On a position of law, Sanjay Hegde, I want to tell you that the law and running a government is not scenic farms where you will make a farm, where you will make a house and then get it
then he believes that he can get away with it. He can pass this.
Only Sanjay. 1 second. Shahid Siddiqui is responding to Sanjay Hegde. On the screen tonight, please. Tanveer, 1 second. Only Shahid Siddiqui and Sanjay Hegde will debate.
Then he feels he plays the victim card. He can't go on playing victim card permanently. You are into politics, and you are into politics as much as Samajwadi Party is, or RJD or Congress is. You are not a party with a difference. You are as much a party, political party, and you are playing politics. So play politics as politics. Don't play politics as morality. You are not playing morality. You are playing politics. Play politics as politics. Don't be holier than everyone else.
I'm telling you the law. The law is that you can retrospectively amend the law.
I'm talking of Kejriwal, not of you.
Is there with any elected government.
Just a bit. Can I make this?
Legislation
but you must
is
know
there with any elected government.
What is the politics of your bill?
It needs
Sanjay Hegde, please. Sanjay Hegde, gentlemen, please. 1 second. I want to explain.
See, I want to explain
here. I want to explain what's going on. I'll take Sanjay, listen.
Legal,
as far as Delhi is concerned, you need central government permission.
They exist
you did not get that
atmosphere.
Okay. Shahid Siddiqui and Sanjay Hegde, just let's pull back for a minute using Sanjay Hegde's own language here. Move back.
No, the political atmosphere
and move back.
What?
And I would like Aryama and Sundaram. 1 second. Sanjay, listen.
Political atmosphere is he knows he's at loggerheads with the central government, with BJP, and therefore he must understand that he should have been very careful about it. He can't appoint this secretary and then go.
Supposing this was the government of Nagaland and not the government of Delhi. Now Nagaland, there is no problem of presidential assent. They have about 25 parliamentary secretaries.
Okay, can I please, Sanjay Hegde, can I please, I want to direct the debate, just give me a minute, I want everyone indulgence for just 30 seconds, I want everyone indulgence for 30 seconds, and since we're arguing a point of law, I would like Aryaman Sundaram to respond to Sanjay Hegde, but I just want, I want to be allowed Shahid Siddiqui, I want to be allowed just a 1 minute intervention from my side, because you see what's happening is most of the media gets fooled with this very self-righteous indignation that Arvind Kejriwal puts up and says, you know what, everyone's against me, I'm the good guy, they're the bad guys, I'm fighting, they're bad, etc., etc. Puts it on court and does not go into detail. When you go into detail in the subject, Sanjay Hegde, let me sum up how this narrative, backed by the documents that Abhishek has in our possession, they bust the ARP's parroted line. What has the ARP been asking for the days? They have been saying, so what if we have parliament secretaries? Other states have them too. Now let me tell you what sets Delhi apart, Sanjay Hegde. What happens is, in a nutshell, law officers of the Delhi government cite certain rules to be followed while passing a bill that will enable ministers in the Delhi government to have parliamentary secretaries. The law minister of Arvind Kejriwal, Jitendra Tomar, approves these rules, which include the bill apply prospectively and first receive approval from the centre. 1. 2. The Delhi government, in reasons best known to them, had already appointed 21 parliamentary secretaries a month before the rules were recommended. After having approved the procedure cited by the law ministry, at a later cabinet meeting, they suddenly realized they are caught on the wrong foot, as Navika rightly says, and hence they choose to override the initial legal advice, do some mumbo jumbo, and apply the bill retrospectively. And then mumbo jumbo does not stop here.
Nobody will complain.
No. Mumbo jumbo does not stop here. What the second level of mumbo jumbo is this: that having changed that clause, they knew that there is a possibility of their bill being rejected altogether by the centre. So listen Arun Bhatia, so they decide to bypass the centre by citing technical reasons. In effect, therefore, if you look at what Arvind Kejriwal is doing, he must be a serious politician. He must behave like someone who knows how government is supposed to be done. They knew the legal ramifications if they amended the bill with retrospective effect, but they went ahead regardless. They knew they had to first refer the bill to the central government for approval, but they went ahead and passed it unilaterally nevertheless. Now that we've caught them red-handed, they're going ahead and saying, oh my God, we are the good guys, they are the bad guys, good guys, bad guys argument. I mean, come on, Arun Bhatia. Do you yourself believe this?
Yes, sir.
Do you believe this? I mean, let Aryaman Sundaram come.
I'm not concerned with who's a good guy, who's a bad guy. I'm only concerned with the power of legislation. You can retrospectively legislate.
Who was wrong and who was right?
The Indian government.
Vodafone. I think Aryaman Sundaram should respond. Aryaman Sundaram and Sanjay Hegde are debating on this point tonight. Let's not get development. Aryaman Sundaram and Sanjay Hegde on the debate. Let's get them on the screen and we'll debate this further. Yeah, gentlemen, go ahead. Aryaman Sundaram is responding.
I have in point.
You know,
it's a question of the existence of power.
Can I reply now?
It is not a question of the manner of exercise of power. These are two different things.
All right.
Bhatia, I will come to you. I just want the legal response and I'm coming to you right after that. Arun Bhatia, I am coming to you, sir. I am coming to you. I just want to get Aryaman to respond and then I'm coming to you, sir. Yeah, watch, Aryaman is responding. Aryaman is responding.
Look, my good friend Sanjay, my good friend Sanjay Hegde is absolutely right in saying that retrospective legislation is known to legislation and the law. Nobody is questioning that. But the fallacy in what he is saying is, and this I'm unable to understand, he says, so what? A government may say, we'll do something illegal and then we will regularize it later. I'm sorry, I find great objection to this. When this retrospective law is applied is in one of two cases. It's either that it's felt that the benefit of the law is such that it should be applied retrospectively because it will augment the benefit, or invariably it is done because a court of law, after hearing arguments, comes to a conclusion that a particular action was against the law, and therefore to deal with that situation there are suitable amendments brought in within the act to amend it. But I have never heard an argument saying, please let us go ahead and do it, though we know it is irregular, though we know it cannot be done, because we can always regularize it later by doing it.
That's the point.
In that case, I'm sorry,
let this debate continue. We have time.
That is exactly the point that Arun Bhatia has already told you. Governments always operate on the basis of the administrative exigencies of a situation. If you have the power to legislate retrospectively, you take that into account. The question is, was the Delhi government too
I do not think our constitution nor our founding fathers nor this country ever vested in the government the right to unilaterally, arbitrarily break the law, saying, I know I'm breaking the law, I shall break the law, but later on I will correct my action. I'm sorry.
Absolutely.
That is totally against the very basis
our founding fathers, Aryama Sundaram, also in the constitution made a provision for an exception. All that was required was legislation. Please do not bring the founding fathers to say what you want them to say. Please read the letter of the constitution. The constitution is very clear. Parliament can make exceptions. Parliament or the legislature. The only thing is that Delhi is not a full legislature. That is another fight in constitutional law which is happening. And we have a situation where there are two swords in the same scabbard. Ultimately, they will cut each other.
Okay, may I? I just want to present a fact and then I'm taking the debate forward.
All I can say, Mr. Hegde, is that you are accepting the irregularity, the illegality of the action. Then you're saying, but it can be justified because a person can go forward and saying, a government can say, I'll do something illegal knowing fully well it's illegal, and tomorrow I'll repair it by retrospective action. My basic question to you, sir, is this correct? Is this what is
Sundaram, there was nothing illegal. There was an option of disqualification.
What was the motive behind this? Why was it done? Was it for the welfare of the state?
There was a possibility of a
you and I can argue till the cows come home about what can legally have been done, but that is not the point. No government is empowered to do an action knowing it is illegal, saying I will tomorrow amend retrospectively and make it legal. I'm sorry. You cannot do that.
There is nothing illegal in it. What was the consequence?
What was illegal was the appointment when the Act did not provide for it. It was illegal on that day.
That can be obviated by necessary legislation.
I want to ask a question.
We are not talking about disqualification.
I want to ask a question.
We are talking about the governmental action taken to a decision of the
I'll come to all of you. I just want to ask a question. I'm exercising my democratic right to ask a question which I have been denied for the last 15 minutes, and I think I am exercising my democratic right to ask a question denied to me tonight on the Newshour by none other than Sanjay, Hegde, Arvind, Sundaram, and sorry, I'm just provoking you. Okay. Now the question is this: governance and law, for your kind information, are not devoid of morality. So my very basic question will be: tomorrow, if I were to tell you, okay, Sanjay Hegde, that I detain you, and I detain you illegally, and you say, how on earth can you detain me illegally? I'll say, don't worry, I'll get it regularized tomorrow. Would that be okay with you, Sanjay Hegde? Can the government detain people illegally and get it regularized tomorrow? I mean, the argument does not stand.
No.
Arun Bhatia on the debate tonight.
Arun Bhatia. The provision of law in Article 21 is for procedure established by law.
Arun Bhatia, then we are coming back. Arun Bhatia, please. Arun Bhatia, with Shahid Siddiqui. Arun Bhatia,
yes, sir.
Arun Bhatia, Shahid Siddiqui. Yeah. Arun Bhatia, then Shahid Siddiqui. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Just a very short one. I think the Supreme Court lawyer, Mr. Sundaram, has not related the points correctly.
Was known to the cabinet. Was known to the chief minister.
I'm coming to this.
That is illegal. That is immoral.
Am I allowed to speak?
Yes.
Who is speaking?
After, yeah. Arun Bhatia, go ahead, sir.
Oh, okay, afterwards.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, okay. Now,
No,
I
you
think
go
that the Supreme Court lawyer... I go ahead?
Yeah, you go ahead.
Who goes ahead?
You go.
Yeah, okay, sir. Thank you. Very short one. You see, what is being said now and by the Supreme Court lawyer is that Arvind Kejriwal knowingly did an illegal act, hoping that it would be ratified. It's not like that. The act is not illegal. That's what our argument is. The act of appointment is not illegal. It's not that you do something illegal and hope.
Okay, all right. There is no law. Okay, Sambit Patra is countering you. Sambit Patra. Sambit on the other side countering Arun Bhatia. Sambit Patra.
Mr. Bhatia, my simple question is, if nothing illegal, nothing out of law was being done, so why this amendment was brought, why this amendment as a bill was sent to the president, and why so much of fury and frustration after it was rejected by the president? If nothing was required, this debate is also not required. Be happy. Why rush to Mr. Modi?
Has retrospective effect. What's the most important point?
Navika.
Retrospective effect of the bill. If there was nothing out of law, then why were you making a law which was with retrospective effect? The fact is that you had made an appointment, you wanted to ratify that with retrospective effect. The law did not clear it in the first place, and the exemption was not there in law.
No. What?
The point here is, if I can just make one point.
MR, I'm coming on the legal point. MR Venkatesh is the counter to Arun Bhatia. MR.
A clean image. He wanted.
I think from now on we should call it
controversy about parliamentary secretaries has been going on
because it is now sinking on the weight of its own promises, of its own non-existent morality.
So to protect his action and to clean his image, he said,
why do you protect an action which is clean? Why do you protect an action which is clean, sir? If it is clean, why do you pass a law? If it is clean, I'm sure you will be understanding that you don't pass a law to say drinking water is legal. You know it is legal. You don't pass a law to say drinking water is legal. What do? You not only say no, you know by your conscience that it is an illegal act, that you know that this will not stand, not only retrospectively but also prospectively, and to retrospectively validate the whole thing.
Shahid Siddiqui is back on the debate. Shahid Siddiqui wanted to make a point,
why don't you pass
and I think at that point of time we stop Shahid Siddiqui from making the point now. Now please, before Shahid Siddiqui comes to the debate, I want to make a small point tonight. Lot of people calling us tonight. Why is the Aam Aadmi Party running away from the Newshour? Viewers, ask them. The hashtag is truth about 21 MLAs. It's a democracy. I can't force them to come. Why have they run away? Ask them. We broke the story. Should they answer? I feel they should. Why don't they want to answer? Maybe they can, maybe they don't, maybe they are factually not on solid ground. Ask them. Now Shahid Siddiqui.
Can I make one point?
Shahid Siddiqui. First Shahid Siddiqui and then Shahid Siddiqui wanted to come in. Shahid Siddiqui, please. Shahid Siddiqui.
Yeah. Arnab, no, the point I wanted to make was that there was no need for the government, Aam Aadmi Party government, to have pass a bill with retrospective effect if they were so sure of the legality of their position, morality of their position. If it was a controversial issue from 2006, as my friend said, then they should have continued with it. But bill, and if they thought that in order to avoid the controversy they wanted to pass this bill, then why with retrospective effect? And where was the emergency to make these 21 MLAs secretaries? Where was the emergency? Where was the so
broadly speaking, therefore
such a need to do that?
Shahid Siddiqui, would you agree, Shahid Siddiqui?
There was politics behind it. So let's face it, there was politics behind it. There is politics and rejection of this bill.
Would you agree,
from the central government? There is definitely politics, but let's not play victim. They should resign and they should face the people of this country.
You know what's happened in this case, Shahid Siddiqui. One second, Arun Bhatia, I'll come to you. What is happening here is that we have got certain documents. The documents are very significant from a broad perspective.
Politics is there.
Because you see,
it's not just the president who decides. It is on the advice of the cabinet, advice of the Home Ministry that this is decided. So there is politics behind it. Definitely.
Arvind Kejriwal's attempt here in this case.
Why don't we?
Was clearly to look like the herd party now. Now what has happened is that attempted victimhood has fallen flat on his face tonight. Nobody will believe after all of this that there is any victimhood in this case. If at all somebody will ask Arvind Kejriwal, why are you trying to play victims when the documents prove you wrong? I'm coming to you, sir. I want to go to Abhishek on the documents. Now, Abhishek, the documents that you have, and you can show it tonight, great news break, highly incriminating because, one more thing, please correct me if I'm wrong. The Aam Aadmi Party was politically a divided house. Navika will agree over the manner in which a bill to legitimize the appointment of parliamentary secretaries was to be passed. First proven, it was a divided house. On June 11th, it approved a prospective bill that was supposed to be first referred to the centre. However, subsequently, as we said, on 19 June, it changed its mind, saying that the bill should come with retrospective effect. Abhishek, tell me, is it true or not that very interestingly on 19 June, it was on the same date, 19 June, that, as per our information, Prashant Patel sent a plea to the President of India's office questioning the appointment of the 21 parliamentary secretaries. It is on the same day that the Kejriwal government decides that the bill needs to come with retrospective effect. So was the AAP spooked that its appointment of 21 parliamentary secretaries might run into legal trouble after Prashant Patel filed his plea? Was that the trigger for them to change their decision to apply the rule with retrospective effect? So in the process of covering up their tracks, they have left the footprints out there. Abhishek, am I reading it right?
Exactly. In fact, that is the coincidence, more than a coincidence, that 19th of June, Prashant Patel files the petition and the Delhi government panics. On the same day, the clause of making the law retrospective and make it effective from 14th of February, the day Kejriwal government
revolt was building up for many weeks.
Also 3 days later, 3 days later they realized possibly the centre might not entertain it, and that is why the decision is taken in a consultation paper that centre's intervention won't be needed. They'll take it to the assembly directly.
Abhishek, what all these papers prove is that is thoroughly, totally, unambiguously demolishes Arvind Kejriwal's attempt to blame the centre for the rejection of the bill, when he himself chose not to refer them in the first place after having agreed to do so.
Exactly.
And he can't say he wasn't told this.
He was told.
He was told.
He was told.
In black and white.
You can ask him. Since he's make your point to him.
One point.
MR Venkatesh and Tanveer. MR Venkatesh and Tanveer.
Arnab, one point here.
Tanveer, you can ask the question.
First of all, Kejriwal government doesn't need to play the victim card at all. They've got it wrong. Just a minute, sir. Just a minute. They don't need to play. They don't need to play the victim card because ultimately the dispute is to be adjudicated by Election Commission of India. Not on the basis, just a minute, sir. Just a minute. Not on the basis of U-turns which the government has done into, as has been claimed by Mr. Sundaram, senior advocate, but purely on the interpretation of Office of Prophet, which is so guided. Just hold on, hold your breath for a minute, sir.
I know, sir.
The latest judgment of the Supreme Court is 2014, 8 Supreme Court cases 934 in UC Raman versus PTA Rahim, where an MLA was appointed as chairperson of Hajj committee and he was entitled to only reimbursement of expenses. And the Supreme Court said it's not Office of Prophet.
Sir, we are not.
At the end of the day,
sir, I will tell you. I will tell you.
The question is, sir.
Sir, I will tell you.
There is no law governing the field in the manner parliamentary secretaries will be appointed.
Sir, whether they occupy the Office of Prophet or not is to be decided by the Election Commission. Not by you, not by me.
In Article 102.
No, all those are technical
only
points.
On
does
Office
that,
of Prophet.
Sir, does that,
everything
but
else
does that allow you to pass this law? But does that justify you passing this law? But does that,
if this is
so clear, if this is so clear, why this law, sir? Why this law?
Last point. Sambit's making the last point.
Why take on the Prime Minister's bill? Why take on Obama, Putin, you name everybody on this planet?
Last point, 30 seconds on the debate. We are frankly speaking coming up on the other side. Sambit, last point, last counter, closing after that.
Conclude by saying this saga of 21 MLAs is a saga of lies, lies and lies. Lie number 1, Mr. Kejriwal, the very first day says that the president did not even see the bill, leave aside putting his signature. Times now made an expose where they showed the president's signature on the bill where it was not an accent. Second lie was Mr. Kejriwal said that these MLAs who were parliamentary secretaries were the eyes, ears, nose, throat, head and leg of the government, without which the government could not function. But paragraph number 15, part D of page 9 of the affidavit of these MLAs states that they were only interns, not not showing any active
Closing.
participation.
Sir.
And thirdly, we have this lie, the lie that first Arvind Kejriwal government agreed to the fact that they have to stick to the law, and the law was a
Arun Bhatia, closing after that.
They don't do it.
Arun Bhatia, closing after that. Only Arun Bhatia. Only Arun Bhatia, closing after that.
Yeah, okay.
He's closing the Aam Aadmi Party.
No.
Okay, sir. Just you have given a very long innings to the BJP spokesman. We are very grateful. You've given me a chance to talk. I'm just taking 5 seconds.
1 second, please.
I think that we should keep politics out of the... Hey, what's wrong? Just a minute, yeah. Only 10 seconds I'm taking. Let's keep politics out of this because it's a legal issue. Let's consider it legally.
Tell that to Mr. Kejriwal. Since morning he is chanting Modi, Modi, Modi. Tell him to keep politics out of it.
All right, gentlemen. I thank you all. Sambit, Patra, Ahmed, Venkatesh, Tanveer, Ahmed, Arun, Bhatia, Shahid, Siddiqui, Aryama, Sundaram, Sanjay, Hegde, Abhishek and Navika for joining me on the truth about the 21 MLAs.